Hi there, everybody. In today's video, we're going to be showing you how to import your customers. It's important to import your customers instead of adding them one by one. Adding them one by one will just take forever. So this way, we can collect all our customer data and import it in a mass basis directly into the system. So what we would do is we would select customers in the menu. Then we would go ahead and select import, customer import. And then we would select download blank template. It's important to use our template because the system knows how to digest that information specifically in the way that our template is set out. So it's important to use our template for your customer import. So you would download that template. I have already one downloaded. So you'll notice that there are columns marked in red, and these are the columns that are required for the import to be successful. So each line or each row can be a new customer or a new contact for the same customer. So for example, your customer code, you can either have your customer code and add it into that cell, or if you don't have a customer code, not to worry, you can import it with a blank customer code and the system will auto-generate that code for you. Customer name, here you would put in the company or the individual that your customer is. So for example, I'm going to do Ben Smith. Okay. The rest of the cells or columns are optional if you have this information. The important part comes from a column O to column U. So with first name, you can either have Ben Smith, or if your data has the first name and last name separated, you can add it in here. You can add your first name and your last name, Smith. So you don't need both of these, you only require one. So if you have the full name in one cell, then you don't need to add their first name and last name in columns P and Q. But if you don't have the full name in one cell and you have them in separate cells, you don't have to add in column O, you can add in P and Q. Most importantly, the import needs a way of contact. So this would either be an email address or a phone number. The import will not work if you do not have an email address or a phone number for that client. So for example, if I don't have an email address, I can always go ahead and add a mobile number for that client because I do have that mobile number for this client, and vice versa. So if you do have an email address and no number, the import will work fine. And if you do have a mobile number without an email address, the import will work fine. If you don't have any of those, then the import will have errors, and this specific line for this client will not import into your ServCraft. So now that I actually have a contact method, we can see all the other optional cells that if you do have that information, you are more than welcome to add, such as physical address, postal address, etc. But now I've got all the information that is required for the import to work. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and save, and I'll save it as my customer import. Go ahead and save that. Then once I have this import saved, I would go jump back onto my ServCraft account. I would go back into my customers. I would select import, customer import, and then I can go ahead and select your file, your import file. And then I will select my import that I've just been working on and select import. Depending on the file size, the import can take up to 10 minutes if you have thousands of customers that you are importing. And you are able to see the progress of this import by going into settings, going into imports. And now we can see my customer import. I've got one item, 0 errors, 1 check, 1 save. And if there are errors, you can go ahead and download the error file. You'll see this little logo, and you can download the error file, which will give you the errors. So if you scroll all the way to the right, you'll get the issues and the errors on why the import did not work. Yeah, that's it, and see you in the next video.